Asians have faced racism, violence, and discrimination for more than 170 years. Let's look at a brief timeline of anti-Asian hate history. 1. California Supreme Court reinforced racism against Asian immigrants in People v. Hall, ruling the people of Asian descent could not testify against a white person in court, virtually guaranteeing that whites could escape punishment for anti-Asian violence. Chinese massacre. More than 500 white and Hispanic rioters surrounded and attacked LA's small Chinese community. 17 men and boys were lynched. Rioters were convicted, but convictions were overturned. San Francisco plague outbreak. The outbreak of the bubonic plague in San Francisco. The outbreak likely came from a ship in Australia, but since the first victim was a Chinese immigrant, the whole community was blamed for it. Japanese internment camps. More than 120,000 immigrants and Japanese Americans were forced into internment camps by the U.S. government. The KKK attacked Vietnamese shrimpers. As Asians began to dominate the shrimping industry, the trope of Asians coming to take white jobs returned, and this time it was wearing a white hood. LA riots. April 29, 1992. As the city erupted in riots, Korean American businesses became targets. Thousands were damaged during the unrest. SARS outbreak. A rise of anti-Asian racism similar to that of today. COVID-19 anti-Asian crimes. Since the start of COVID-19, crimes against Asians has spiked. We see that Asian hate crimes are at an all-time high between the years of 2020 and 2021. The Asian hate crimes have risen over 120% in the last year. The surge of verbal and physical attacks reached an all-time high as hate crimes in 2020. March to December 2020, there had been 2,808 reported incidents, the highest being verbal harassment, shunning, and then physical assault. Why is this happening? Former President Donald Trump stated in countless interviews that COVID was a China virus or Kung flu. Let's hear it.
Kung flu, yeah. Kung flu. COVID-19, I said, that's an odd name. I could give you many, many names. Some people call it the Chinese flu, the China flu, right? They call it the China as opposed to the China.
But current news is looking positive. The Senate passes anti-Asian hate crime bill, which aims to strengthen federal efforts to address hate crimes directed towards Asian Americans. This bill hopes to curb a rise in hate crimes targeting Asian Americans, expedite review of hate crimes related to COVID-19, offer state and local law enforcement, and more resources to track the incidents. Reporting for RSJ, Morgan Ehrlich.